It's the Sean Widmer Podcast. It's a journal by someone that just really doesn't like to write.
Thank you for tuning in to the Sean Widmer Podcast. Very much appreciated. Hope your 4th of July weekend was well. Recording this on my mom's birthday. Happy birthday, Les. Love you so very much. I hope she's having a good day. I never know. It's afternoon here in Lexington, which means it's still, 8 o'clock in the morning or something. I don't know how time works. I just know it's long ago on the West Coast where my parents live. So my mom still has the whole day in front of her. I hope it is a great one. She is the best. Today, I want to talk about something that has hit me this week, an easy challenge for you this week. We will get into that momentarily. Kelly's What Are You Into? I need to throw out there, you need to try it. Giving you something to do this week, an exercise, an activity, summer activity for you, maybe with the family or friends or coworkers. I'm going to bust it out of my coworkers. Something to do. But I wanted to start with a little family insight. We had a great 4th of July weekend. We were out and about. I talked about it the other day. We're fortunate to be around people with pools. We were at swimming pools all weekend long. It was fun with family, friends, got to swim with Uncle Mike and Robin. My buddy Mike and Robin came over. They swam with the kids. It was a blast. My kids look like tomatoes right now. We took in the sun this 4th of July weekend. My 4th of July weekend still goes on. I've got to get together tonight with buddies from my gaming group, my Tuesday night gaming group. We're going to get together tonight for a little hang, some food, some games, and it's going to be a great time. I'm excited. I've only hung out, we haven't done a hangout outside of playing games, and so this will be an enjoyable hangout. Someone's joining me. Who's it going to be? Hawkman in his undies. What are you doing, dude? I don't know. I want you playing with those. What are you doing? No, we're not going to play with those. Do you want to head out? Can you head out and watch the show? You're just in your undies right now. What's going on, dude? Do I need to stop and take you back out there? What's going on? Yeah, okay, hang on. We're going to pause the podcast. We'll come back with some family thoughts here in a second. Back in action on the podcast. It's no time for you. It is time for me. I don't remember what I was talking about. I think it was something with going to the get-together tonight. My 4th of July weekend just continues. I'm excited about it. I'm sad this get-together, kind of, part of it is because the guy who runs our game group, Matt, he and his wife are moving away, leaving us. So it's not. They've got a couple months, but it's sort of like a summer hang, half farewell. It'll be fun. But my 4th of July weekend was busy. And one of the things I realized is I'm a huge proponent for family dinners. You sit around the table, you have family dinner, we go around the table, we talk about our day, we sit down and we do this, and this is what I love, and we do it almost every night of the week. But a lot of times I question why I own a dining room table. Like, it's a meaningless thing in my house, and I think my life would actually be better without it. When we sit at the dining room table and eat dinner, my kids will sit there and pick at their food and drop it on the ground and play with it, and it just falls in their lap, and they eat, let's use chicken nuggets as the example, 1.5 chicken nuggets, and they're up and down out of the chair, take a bite, run around the house. It's just chaotic, but we love doing the family dinners. When we are on the road and on the go, if I make 6 chicken nuggets for each kid and I give them a bag of chicken nuggets and a bag of fruit and veggies, and they're walking around, for instance, at the pool, they eat the whole thing and they're asking for more. We take it to the park, they're walking around, they ask for more. They eat the whole thing, they ask for more. But at that doggone table, not a bit of eating gets done. So I find myself just going, why do we have this dang table? I understand. I love the concept of the family dinner, and I love doing it. But in terms of actually eating, we don't do it at the table. We do it everywhere else besides the table. So I've got to figure out an attack for that. It might just turn into our game table. We've been diving into some Guess Who and other games. Maybe that's our game table, and our new dining room table is just a couple Ziploc bags when we go on our nightly family walk. That may be our dining room table moving forward. Dinner's a whole thing. Lunch is a whole thing too. Getting kids to eat. What a challenge. A challenge you wouldn't think would be a challenge. As you get older, You live for the next meal. At least I do. It's like, is it dinner yet? Lunchtime? Heck yeah, let's get lunch. We start talking about lunch at work at about 9:30. We had a guy today, it's Sunday, we had a guy send a message today at noon about lunch this week. That's how far in advance we're thinking of lunch. So as an adult, I'm like, okay, someone just told me it's dinner time? Heck yeah. As a kid, that is truly, and I remember being a kid and thinking this, it's the kiss of death to a good day. Someone telling you that it is dinner time. When you are a kid, all that means is all the fun of the day has just been canceled by the simple words, it's dinner time. Brutal as a kid. Great as an adult. Brutal words to hear as a child. Something that happened this week, and I wanted to talk about it in a challenge to you. I've got a fun thing coming up in Kelly's What Are You Into? A challenge to you this week. It hit me right in between the eyes 3 different times this week. And so that made me feel like, okay, I got to pay attention to this. It just didn't happen. And I'm like, oh, that was cool. It happened 3 times I noticed it this week. Couple things. One, I finished my book, Theo of Golden. Really liked it. Really, really liked it. It is not an action book, not an adventure book. Most of the books I read are sci-fi, fantasy books, and they're, fights and drama and intrigue and action. And those are the kind of books that I read normally. This was just a novel, and it's no fighting and no real crazy drama and no suspense and just a book. And it was really good. And the ending was wonderful. And I cried while I was reading it, but it had a lot of good messages. And one of those was show kindness to people, do things for people, go out of your way to do stuff for other people. Earlier this week, I went to the gas station. So there's one thing. This book resonated in my head all week. Earlier this week, it was Tuesday. Went to the gas station. I needed an energy drink because I am a extreme sports master. No, I just needed my energy drink. And I went there. I grabbed my energy drink. I was standing in line, go up to put it on the counter, and the guy before me had bought it for me. So he saw me standing behind. Didn't say a word to me. I've never really had that happen where they buy it while you're in line with them quietly. Shows how much I was paying attention. But I had my sugar-free Red Bull. I take it to the counter. The lady goes, that guy got your energy drink. And I was like, it's awesome. It made me feel so good. I was so excited. I was like, that was so nice. And, a simple thing, but I was pumped. And then at the end of the week, I was listening to one of the podcasts I like that's a gaming podcast. I listen to a lot of nerdy board game stuff. People talking about, okay, here's the 10 best family party games that came out in 2025 and then why each one is great. I love listening to people talk about games. And one of the guys in the podcast was mentioning that one of the things he's been doing recently is he's got a Word document of simple, basic card games. You play with just a regular deck of 52 cards, right? Regular deck of cards, playing cards. And he's got this Word document with 6 or 7 simple card game rules in them, and he prints them out, and he rubber bands them around a deck of cards, and he goes and he puts a bunch of these in those little libraries that you see around towns. Take a book, put in a book, and he just puts these in all these little libraries, trying to get people into playing table games and playing card games. Kids maybe will find it and want to play games. And like he said, he doesn't know if it's working or kids are just taking the cards and throwing them around, but that's what he's been doing. And I was like, that's so cool. Like, what a cool thing to do. If you're somebody out and about and you find a deck of cards and some rules to games maybe you hadn't had, it's really cool. I was like, that's such a nice thing to do. And it just reminded me, right, 3 things that I either read about, heard about, or experienced this week all happened in the same week. I can probably count on one hand the amount of times one of those stories had happened in the 6 months before this week, right? So that's why it was kind of a rarity. And I was just like, so easy. All of these things, the guy buying my drink, that was so easy for him. The guy in this book that I read about, just paying attention to people and being there and interested in the things they like and helping out, or maybe showing up to a performance or showing up to a sporting event or helping someone who's needs some food, just simple things. Taking a deck of cards, maybe this one's a little bit more, takes a little more effort, taking a deck of cards, printing up this thing, rubber banding it, putting it in a little library. Maybe takes a bit of effort, but really it's very simple, and it could bring someone so much joy. So I've got to head into this week. I want to do at least 3 or 4 things that are very easy. I'm not looking to go crazy, right? Because I think when you start to get crazy with it and really want to plan something big, that's when you start to not do it. So I'm trying to think of 4 simpler things that I know are going to bring happiness to someone, and just do them this week because it felt really good to get that Red Bull, for just like to get it. It felt really good. And I was like, have I done anything nice lately? So that's what I'm challenged. Do one thing. You can do one thing. The office, at home, to a friend. One nice thing this week. Okay, that's all. And then go to Sean'sLife.com, put it in the comments, and maybe we'll shout out some of them because they could be good brainstorming things to do. I'll tell you one of the things I'm going to do tomorrow. I don't know if this is more of an act of kindness or me just selfishly wanting to try this at work.
Kelly's, what are you into?
My buddy Mike showed up to the swimming pool yesterday. I need to get what these are. I should have looked them up before. There we go. Okay. He showed up to the swimming pool tomorrow, my in-laws, and he had with him a bunch of chips, okay? And one of the things, the chips that he had, and I love chips too much. One of the chips he had was Pringles. I'm a big Pringles guy. But these were Hot Ones Pringles, okay? Hot Ones. And the ones he had were Pringles Hot Ones Los Calientes Verde Crisps. So it's sort of the greener can of these. They have 3 different versions of these Pringles Hot Ones. They have Rojo, Los Calientes Barbacoa, and Los Calientes Verde. So this was Verde. And I was excited to try them because I love the show Hot Ones. I love trying hot things, even though I'm not always great with hot things. And I will tell you this, you need to try them. They are not as crazy as the 1-chip challenge that I did with Austin Elo many years ago and wanted to die. Okay, it's not that insane amount of heat where it's trying to kill you. This is more of it's really hot, but there's some flavor to it, but it's really hot. At least to me it was. I want to get him and take him to work and let the guys at work try them out. I got to figure out where Mike got these things, but it's one of those, you eat 1 chip and you're like, that's not that bad. But it's you have to eat 4 or 5 of them, and then it's like they activate. And the only way, if you've experienced this with hot stuff, spicy hot stuff before, the only way it feels like to eliminate the heat is just to continue to put more chips in your mouth, because it like gets the heat to this point where it never settles. And as soon as you stop eating the chips is when the taste gets a chance to breathe in your mouth. And then you're dead. Then you're done. Then you can't talk. Mike and I were silent for a change for 4 minutes while we're eating these chips, and the only way I could combat it, was to eat more chips. Highly recommend trying them. The Pringles Hot Ones, the ones we had, Los Calientes Verde. Try them out. I don't know where they are. I'm going. Let's see where to buy. I mean, Mike must have found them at Kroger here because that's the only store in Lexington. Where to buy? Let's see. Oh, they got them at Walmart. Oh, they got them at Walmart, Target, Kroger. Oh, yeah. I got to go get some of these tonight. I got to take them out to the boys at the warehouse tomorrow and let them burn their faces off. Okay. Look at the time on this one. This is your favorite 15-minute podcast, and it's actually going to be right around 15 minutes today. If you have not, go leave your Kelly's What Are You Into on Spotify, YouTube, or on Sean'sLife.com in the comments. We've got a couple of them coming in. Got 2 more today. We will read those. I think Friday might be our Kelly's What Are You Into episode. We're going to just go through what you're into right now and read a bunch of them and see what we come up with. Could be kind of fun. So if you haven't done it yet, go over to the Spotify, comment there, comment over on Sean'sLife.com. That's probably the easiest way for me to find it, or on YouTube. Thank you for listening. Talk to you later.